Good day everyone. I think it is safe to say that the sound for the intro for our last video, where we compared the performance of a small form factor case with a bigger tower model, was not a great success. Usually we use our Yeti X microphone from Blue. If you haven't already checked out the complete review for this microphone, go do so. I will put a link to it in the description. The Yeti X is truly a great microphone, but it has a big limitation. You really have to speak into the microphone for it to pick up a clear sound, and when you do so, the sound is great, but if you don't, well, you've heard the result. Since I like to move around a lot when explaining and doing stuff, and some of the projects we are working on don't allow me to be near a desk or table all the time, we have looked for an alternative microphone. Allow me to introduce the Power Dynamics PD632C. This is supposed to be a more professional grade microphone set, like the ones you see presenters wear on television shows, with a wireless sender strapped to their pants and a small wire running under their shirts. Spoiler alert, I've already opened this box as I got a bit enthusiastic, so the receiver is no longer in it. Yeah, the first microphone we have now is this small headset. The sound of it should be very clear, and I can imagine when wearing this on stage or with the camera a mile away, it is hard to spot. But for our purposes, it will probably just look silly. This here is a more classic looking microphone which sounds great, but has the same limitations as our Yeti X. So we might use this one for karaoke night, but probably not for our videos. What we will use is a pin-up microphone like this, in combination with a little sender pack. Let's put this all back in the case and show you what we actually will be using. This case can house all our microphones, and the top compartment is meant for the receiver, so everything is portable. I however doubt we'll be moving it much, as the wireless range on this thing is insane, and we will be mounting the receiver in our rack. So here is the wireless receiver and the microphone pack with the pin-up microphone we will be using going forward. That does not mean we won't be using our Yeti X anymore, as it is still a great microphone and probably more useful in our desk scenes. This microphone wire can be hidden under my shirt, and I will have to experiment a bit to find the best placement for the microphone. I would like to be invisible, but it still needs to sound clear enough not to scare you guys to another YouTube channel. The mic pack can be clipped to my pants. It runs on 2 AAA batteries, and I can play a bit with the channels and frequencies to find the best combination. Finally, the coolest part of this setup is the receiver. It features 2 wireless channels, which should be plenty for the foreseeable future. I can adjust the microphone volume for each individual channel and also monitor and set up the frequency for each channel individually. I haven't figured out what the small infrared receiver is for, but I assume you might be able to control it using some kind of a remote. Switching over to the back side, we find 2 XLR connectors. These are separate outputs for each channel. There's also a mixed output, a 6.35mm jack connector. I think this is the one we will use, as it is more convenient, but if you think that is a bad idea, please let me know in the comments. We are not really familiar in the audio world, so we are just figuring this out as we go. Let's see, what else is there to say? It has 2 antennas, so 1 for each channel, and it fits in a 19-inch rack. That last part is great, as I was just looking to fill up my rack a bit more. So let's do just that. Put this thing in the rack and see if all that steel doesn't block the signal too much. However, there's a thing I need to do first. I read all your comments, and you guys made a good point that I probably should not put my water-cooled server on top of my power socket. So I'm going to move things around a bit and see what we end up with. It has been some time since we had to wait for a cable to come in, but since then everything has been hooked up and I can actually use the microphone. I did, however, of course, break it during my first use, so it is now connected to me via a hair clip and a tie rip. But it is what it is. I've tested multiple microphones, so there were 2 microphones coming with this little pack over here. I had the headset, which theoretically should be the best, but I couldn't get it to work fine yet. We had another, pin microphone like this, and I have this pin microphone, and this one works a lot better, has a lot clearer sound than the one that came with the receiver. Currently, I'm still recording with this Yeti X microphone because I want you to hear the difference. But I do notice that the Yeti X records everything a lot louder. Not clearer per se, but louder. Another issue we found is we had to convert the analog signal that comes from the receiver to computer input. Since I'm currently still working on my desktop here, I bought a long cable that converts that signal to a USB signal, and at first I thought the cable was faulty, but it appears that it just doesn't work that well in a USB 3.0 port. So it's currently connected to a USB 2.0 port, and now the sound is fine, but it took me a day to figure that out. One of the great downsides of this microphone, because it is a great microphone, let's put that first. It is a great microphone, but one of the downsides is that when I start moving away from it, the sound becomes worse and worse and worse and worse. Until eventually there's this very high hiss. You heard it in the last video. I tried to take it out as much as possible. Editing that video was not pleasant. And that is because of this. So when I get closer again, that hiss is gone. The sound is just perfectly fine. But I would like to be able to walk around and everything. So eventually we found this Power Dynamics 632C set, and which can hook up to 2 wireless microphones just via normal frequencies, and it came with this lovely pack, so I should be able to walk around now. From now on, the video will be recorded using this new microphone. I will strap this thing on my ass somewhere, I guess. I'll put it here for now. So what I can do now is I can just walk away. I can just keep on talking, and I've actually tested this because I can walk all the way to the house, to the front lawn. I can walk to my attic, and even on my attic the sound, well, it sounds pretty much the same. So that's great. I really like this. I really do. So hopefully from here on out the sound of our videos will be much better. However, I do need to find a way to place this thing, because for now I'm clipping it on here, which doesn't look very nice. I mean, it's quite obvious, and I want it to be hidden a bit. What I also notice is when I, of course, when I speak into it directly, the sound is much better. But furthermore, where I place it doesn't really matter much. There is a lowest point, I feel, after which the sound just becomes, well, noisy at best. But as long as I just clip it up, sound is fine. I'm also using another camera as well. This is a Canon D250, which should be able to film things way more clear than a webcam can ever do. However, I haven't tested it yet, so this will be the first video where I actually put that camera to the test. So let me know, is the sound better now? Do you hear any difference? Do you maybe have any suggestions on how to improve the sound even more?
What about the video? Is the quality of this camera that much better? I hope it is. As I'm recording this, I haven't seen it in the editing software yet. Please let me know in the comments. If you like this video, you're interested in more, especially now that the sound and the video have hopefully improved, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you will get a notification whenever a new video comes out. So, thank you for watching, and see ya!